press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello everyone, welcome back to your English class. Well, finally we are at the end of your 9th standard syllabus. We are at the last lesson. Okay. Before going to the lesson, children, tell me, what do you want to become in your future? Yes, what profession would you like to have? Yes, yes, some of you say doctor, engineer, teacher, DC, and of course some of you say scientist. Yes, of course, science, no, it is really a very interesting subject. Even I do like science, because without science we can't survive. Is that so? Where there is a science, there is a hope for survival. We are very much dependent upon science and technology. Is that so? Yes. And name some of our Indian scientists now. Yes, Indian scientists. Yes, of course. Sir C.V. Raman, Srinivasa Ramanujan, C.N.R. Rao, M.S. Swaminathan, Vikram Sarabhai. Yes, you can't forget that very peculiar name, that is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Yes, you might have read about him, you have heard about him, right, in your previous classes. Okay, so today I just give a brief introduction about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam before going to the lesson. Okay. APJ Abdul Kalam, his full name is Abul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam. So his father name is Jainulabdin and mother name is Ashiyamma. He was born on 15th of October 1931 in Rameshwaram at Tamil Nadu. Okay. So Abdul Kalam, no, he was very much, he was a very curious child. From his childhood, he was very curious and very enthusiastic. And you all know about his childhood. Okay. He was one of the most distinguished scientists of our country, an Indian aerospace scientist as well as a politician. And he was also our former president of India. He served as the 11th president of our country from the year 2002 to 2007. And he guided a number of technology projects and missions. He was popularly known as Missile Man of India. What he was known? He was popularly known as Missile Man of India. And he developed India's first satellite launch vehicle, that is SLV-3. He received honorary doctorates from 30 universities. From 30 universities. From 30 universities he had received honorary doctorates, and he held various positions in ISRO and DRDO. And he served as the principal advisor to the government of India. And also he received 3 highest civilian awards, the most prestigious awards, that is Padma Bhushan in the year 1981, Padma Vibhushan in the year 1990, and Bharat Ratna in the year 1997. And he had written n number of books. So some of them are Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire. This is his autobiography. Okay. Autobiography. India 2020. India 2020. Target 3 billion. Ignited minds. Ignited minds. A vision for the new millennium. A vision for the new millennium. So these are some of his books. He has written n number of books, and I have written some of his most famous books. Wings of Fire, this is his autobiography. What we say in Kannada is Atma Charitre. India 2020 target 3 billion ignited minds, a vision for the new millennium. And the present lesson, to my countrymen, this lesson is an extract taken from the book Ignited Minds. So which book? Ignited Minds. So this is only a small extract taken from this book. Ignited Minds, it is really a very short book which consists of only 200 plus pages, and it's really very informative, which gives a great message to the youth of our country. Okay, so if you get a chance to read, you read this book Ignited Minds. So let's talk about this book. So ignite, observe the word there, ignite. Ignite means to light. What we say? Ignited or ignite means, we used to say ignition stop, right? Ignited minds means, ignited means to light. According to this phrase, you can take activate. So what does it mean? Ignite your minds, activate your minds and think big about our country. Ignited minds, activate your minds. Okay. So here what Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam he is trying to say is, let us ignite our minds, let us spark our mind, give a great work to your mind so that it should be burnt. Think big about our country. Do some achievement. Yes, he has told, dream bigger, right? And one of the most famous saying is, let not my winged days go in vain. Actually, personally, I like this sentence. What is it? Let not my winged days go in vain. Winged days means when we are having wings, when we will be in the youth, we will be having wings. Let not waste our youth. Let's achieve something when we will be in the youth. It means the meaning of that sentence. Let not my winged days go in vain. I like that very sentence. Okay. So here the lesson, to my countrymen, it is a lesson which is giving a message to all of us. See, observe here, my, it is a pronoun. It is an example for pronoun. Here my refers to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Who is the my here? Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is telling to his countrymen. Countrymen, who are his countrymen? We are all his countrymen. In Kannada we can say, Nanna Desha Bandhavarige. Okay. So what he is telling? He is giving a message through this book to his countrymen. Which book? Ignited Minds. Ignited Minds means activate your minds, give work to your mind, spark your mind and think big about our country, right? So we say an idle mind is a devil's workshop. We should keep our mind always busy. We should always be creative. We should always imagine about our country's development and progress. Actually, the basic note of this lesson is the motivation for progress. Throughout the lesson, Abdul Kalam ji, he is motivating all of us to make our country into a developed nation. Very meaningful, very informative lesson it is. Okay, so let's go through that. Before you read part is given in the page number. Look at the page number 139. There is a before you read part. Look at the passage, and that passage it is taken from his autobiography. Which is his autobiography? Wings of Fire. Okay, observe the passage. I will read that, and it is incomplete. You just fill the words what I say. The passage given below, which is incomplete, is an extract from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiography. Listen to your teacher and complete the passage. Okay, you just listen to me, and that same passage, no, it is given in the page number 155. That same passage it is given there, page number 155. You just look at that and fill that blanks. Okay, I read it once. I was born into a middle class Tamil family. Observe that passage, no, it is taken from his autobiography. Autobiography means writing about, what we can say, Abdul Kalam ji, he is the speaker there. He is telling about himself. Okay, I, the first person, who is the Abdul Kalam ji, he is telling. I was born into a middle class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram in the erstwhile Madras state. So he is telling, I was born into a middle class Tamil family. So it says that, so financially they were not fit. Okay, and one word is there, new word is there, erstwhile. Erstwhile means previous. Okay, so previously it is in the Madras state. Observe the word there, erstwhile. Erstwhile means previous. So Madras state. My father, Jainul Abdin. So what is his father's name? Jainul Abdin had neither much formal education nor much wealth. My father, no, his name is Jainul Abdin. He had neither much formal education and he is not having a lot of wealth. Okay, so what does it indicate is, so he doesn't have a formal education like that, degrees or master degree, or he is having a wealth with him. Okay, despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. So despite these disadvantages, so what did he has? What does he had? So he had a true generosity. Generosity, you are already familiar with that word. Generosity means what we can say, mercy, kanikara, anukampa, compassion. Okay, so what he had? He had a true generosity. He had an innate means very natural. So it should come from within oneself. Innate, inherent, natural, innate wisdom. Wisdom means intelligence. Even though he didn't have much formal education nor much wealth, so what he had? He had an innate, an inherent intelligence, and he had a true generosity. He had a great compassion, mercy towards everyone. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother Ashiyamma. So, and he had an ideal helpmate. Ideal means Adarsha. Adarsha Sati. Okay, Adarsha Hendati. Who is that? Ashiyamma. She is an ideal helpmate to her husband, and I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that for more outsiders or with us than all the members of our family put together. So he is telling, I do not recall the exact number of people she fed. Fed, it is the past form of feed. Okay, past form of feed. Feed, fed and feeding. Okay, so she fed means unabadisu. Okay, she used to prepare food for outsiders also. This shows that Jainul Abdin as well as Ashiyamma are very generous. They used to serve the society even though they were not financially fit. They were very generous. They used to prepare food for outsiders also. So this shows that they are so generous. Okay, who fed every day? Mother Ashiyamma, she prepared food and she fed many of the outsiders. He is telling, I do not recall the exact number of people, how many she used to feed every day, but I am quite sure, I am damn sure that more outsiders are with us. When we used to take the food, more outsiders are with us than all the members of our family put together. So that passage tells us about Abdul Kalam's family, Abdul Kalam's father and mother, and the place where he grew up, the environment what he got. Okay, so let us look at the lesson. You just look at the lesson, I read the half of the lesson, you go through that. To my countrymen, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Read on. The following is an extract from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's book, Ignited Minds. Let us read the extract and understand his message to the youth of India. All through this book, I have spoken about the power of imagination. It lies at the heart of the creative process and is the very substance of life, allied as it is to the power to attract to us what we most desire. This power makes all the difference between the winners and the losers. I would like to see in 20 years a literate and poverty-free India. I dream of an India governed by noble leaders. I dream of a system where the work of scientists and technologists is focused on specific missions driven by goals relevant to the common man. How is this dream to be made real? Dear learner, how can Dr. Abdul Kalam's dream be realized? So let us stop here because we could complete this much only in this session. So here, as I have already told you, to my countrymen, it is an extract taken from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's book, Ignited Minds, and what it is giving is, it is giving a great message to the youth of India. See, as of course you all know, India is one of those countries which is the most populated youth. So it is having the we are having the most youth people in our country. It ranks as the first place. That is India. It is the most youth populated country, we can say. What India is? India is one of the most youth populated countries in the world. So here Abdul Kalam, he just want to activate the youth of our country. Okay, the following is an extract from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's book, Ignited Minds. So let us read this extract and understand his message to the youth of India. Let us read this extract. This extract, it is taken from his book. Let us read this and let us understand his message to the youth of our country, to all of us. To my countrymen. Who are his countrymen? We are all his countrymen. Here my refers to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Nanna Desha Bandhavarige. Okay. Look at the lesson. All through this book, I have spoken about the power of imagination. It lies at the heart of the creative process and is the very substance of life. So, all through this book, which book he is talking? He is talking about Ignited Minds. Throughout this book, I have spoken about the power of imagination. Yes, imagination, it is really a great power. So, if one's imagination if it is very good means, he will succeed, definitely he will succeed in his life. The power of imagination is very, very important to get success, to reach our goal, to reach our aim. Example we can take. So, for example, if you were given an assignment, you should imagine how I have to do. I have to take an A4 sheets and I have to cut it across and I have to make this type of assignment, and you should imagine and you have to write. When your imagination it works well, then you can think creatively. Finally, you will get success. So this is only an example I have given. Buddha, Gautama Buddha, he has told, what you think, you become. What you imagine, you will do. So you have to imagine. Okay. So here Abdul Kalam ji, he is telling, I have spoken about the imagination. That is the power of imagination, the strength of imagination throughout this book. Where it lies? It lies at the heart of the creative process. So where it lies? It is in yourself. It lies at the heart of your creative process. Imagination is nothing but creative. So when you imagine creatively, then you will get the success. That is the very substance of life. Observe the word substance there. Substance means the most important, the most important. Allied means associated. Allied means associated. So what it is? It is the very substance of life. It is the most important part of the life. Okay. Substance means the most important part. Okay. So which is the most important part here? Imagination is the most important part in each and everyone's life. Okay, and it allied as it is to the power to attract to us what we most desire. Understand the line there. It is the power which attracts us towards the thing what we most desire. If you want towards the thing what you desire, you should be associated with the power of imagination. Example, we will take any greatest personality. Whom we will take? We can take Ambani, Dhirubhai Ambani. So he had a lot of he has a lot of creative skill, and he had put it over his business, and he had got a great success. He is really very creative in his business. Right. So in the same way, who is having a great creativity, who is having the power of imagination, he will be attracted towards the thing what he most desire. Desire means ase. So now ichche paduvanthaddu namage sigbeku andre, if we want to attract towards that, if we want to move towards the thing what we most desire, what we should possess? We should possess the power of imagination. What it is? It lies at the heart of the creative process. How imagination should be? Imagination, it should be very creative. It should be very unique. It should be very attractive. So what you are doing? You should do in a very creative way. Then only you can move towards your desire. You can attract towards your desire. You can move towards your aim and goal. Is that clear? Is that clear? Don't get confusion. Here Abdul Kalam ji, what he was telling? He was telling that throughout this book I have spoken about the power of imagination. The power of imagination, it is the most important part of life. It lies at the creative process. It allied means as it is to the power to attract to us what we most desire. If you are desiring something, if you are having a particular goal, aim and mission, you can attract towards that, you can move towards that only when you are having the power. Which is that power? The power of imagination. Is that clear? Okay. This power makes all the difference between the winners and the losers. Yes, of course. Example, we can say in our class, if one student he is drawing, otherwise he is painting something, some art he was doing means. So if he is doing in a good way, in a very attractive way means he is having that power. He is having that creativity. If he is not doing, if another student, if he is not doing means he is not having any imagination power or any creativity. Then who will be a winner? The student who is doing that art in a very creative manner, he will be a winner. So here Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, he is telling that, so this power, which power? The power of imagination, it makes the difference between the winners and the losers. One more example we can take. Example, if you think that, if you imagine that, so I should come first in the class. You imagine that, and your mission will be that, and you will think about that, what I have to do, what effort I have to put to come first in the class. Finally, you will come when you put effort. If you won't do that, let it be. Who will come? So let it be. If you do like that, you will be a loser. Okay, so here Abdul Kalam ji, he is telling this power makes the difference between the winner and the loser. If you want to become a winner, your power of imagination should be very strong. You should imagine very creatively. You should think big, dream bigger. Is that clear? I would like to see in 20 years a literate and poverty-free India. I dream of an India governed by noble leaders. I dream of a system where the work of scientists and technologists is focused on specific missions driven by goals relevant to the common man. See, he told that our imagination should be very big. We should dream bigger, and he has a dream here. What dream he has is, I would like to see in 20 years. In 20 years, I would like to see our country, it should be called as poverty-free India, literate-free India. What does it mean? Literate. See, poverty-free means Bharatana Mukta. Literate means Vidyavanta Bharata. So what we have to do? If we want to increase the literacy rate, what we have to do? We have to concentrate on schools and colleges and the way of education what we are getting in present India. And if we want to, remove the poverty from our country, what we have to do? We have to work. When everyone is having an employment opportunity, then there won't be any poverty. Example, Abdul Kalam, no, he loved students. He loved students' life. He loved to interact with the students. You might have listened, you might have seen. Okay, so Abdul Kalam ji, in one of the interviews, one of the students asked him, which is the biggest enemy to our country? So what did that student ask? Which is the biggest enemy to our India? And Abdul Kalam ji, no, he had n number of answers with him, and alternate answer what he has given is poverty. Poverty is the biggest enemy of our country, India. Okay, yes, of course, in our country we can see many poor people even, and many illiterates we are finding. So these things are pulling our country to become into a developed nation. So we are stepping forward to make our country into a developed nation, but some of the drawbacks are there which are pulling our country from that path. Okay, so here Abdul Kalam ji, he is telling, I would like to see in 20 years, within 20 years, we should make our country as a literate India, poverty-free India, the first thing. And the second thing is, I dream of an India governed by noble leaders. See, noble means very generous. So our leaders should be very noble. When the leaders will be generous, then everything will happen in a good way. We say, Yatha Raja, Tata Praja. Leaders should be very good. Leaders should be very commanding, right? So here he is telling, I dream of an India. Our India should be governed by leaders. So those leaders should be very noble, very, what we can say, very commanding, very generous. Okay, I dream of a system where the work of scientists and technologists is focused on specific missions. So I dream of that system. I dream of a system. In that system, everyone, all the scientists, all the technologists, they should focus on specific missions. They should have a particular. Specific means particular missions. Mission means you can take this word, will repeat again and again here. So mission means a particular assignment. In the glossary they have given like that, a particular assignment. So here you can take as aim, goal. Specific mission means nirdishtavada guri. Specific means particular. Mission means you can take Deya, Guri. In Kannada we say. So here Abdul Kalam ji, he is telling, I dream of a system. In that system, all scientists and technologists, they should focus on this particular aim and goal, and those are driven by the goals relevant to the common man. Driven means moved. Driven means moved. And one more word is there, which is that relevant. Relevant means related. Relevant means related. Those dreams, that work, that machine should be related to the needs of the common man. Example, why Abdul Kalam ji he is telling is, he wants in our country each and every one should understand their goals, their work, their specific work, and should go according to that. So even scientists and technologists, what they have to do is, they have to work keeping one particular specific mission. That mission should be relevant to the needs of the common man. Example, if a scientist he had invented something, if that will not be the need of a common man, if it won't reach to the common man, means it's of no use, right? It should fulfill the needs of the common man, it should reach the common man, then only his work will be what we can say, useful. Okay, so here Abdul Kalam ji, he has told about 3 things. The very first thing is, I would like to see in 20 years a literate and poverty free India. Vidyavanta badatana mukta bharatana nanu nodbeku. I dream of India, our country, it should be governed by noble leaders. Tumba ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವ ವಹಿಸುವಂತಹ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಾಯಕರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ದೇಶ ಆಳಲ್ಪಡಬೇಕು. Okay, and the last thing is, all scientists and technologists, not only he is stressing only scientists and technologists, each and every one in our country should work towards their goals. They should have the particular goals, those should be relevant to the needs of the common man. And at last, there is a question. There is a question. So how is this dream to be made real? Then Abdul Kalam ji, he is putting a question at last. How is this dream? I have this dream, I have this imagination. Then how can I fulfill this dream? So again, to the reader also, here is the question. Dear learner, how can Dr. Abdul Kalam's dream be realized? So dear learners, so answer to his question. How can you make Dr. Abdul Kalam's dream to come to life? So in the coming paragraphs, you will come to know what we have to do, in what way we have to work. Okay, so the next paragraph, no, it is telling about the unity. It is telling about the unity is strength. Where there is a unity, there will be a success. Okay, so let us stop here. I hope you have understood. Go towards the next part of the lesson. Throughout the lesson, you just read out the lesson and understand. Let's meet in the next class. Okay, thank you.